Hello there, good morning to you. This is Kakaaki Social. I'm Obozeghie. Welcome to Wednesday. Now, netizens seem to have started taking pity on a former governor of Nigeria's central bank, Godwin Emefiele. This is because Emefiele will be crossing over to the 2024 New Year from Kuje Correctional Center. He would inadvertently mark this Christmas and the New Year away from home as a high court in Abuja adjourned his trial to January 18 and 19, 2024. For continuation. He is standing trial on a 6-count amended charge for allegedly conferring corrupt advantages on the staff of CBN Sadat Yaro through contract awards of vehicle supply that were worth over 1.6 billion naira. Now, on November 22, he was granted bail in the sum of 300 million naira, and he was asked to produce 2 sureties who must have landed properties in the Maitama district of the FCT. He has been unable to meet these conditions to have him bailed out of prison. Someone was saying, what is 300 million naira? And then maybe he is yet to find the 2 sureties who have land in that area. But again, could he have sponsored that for his freedom? Well, let's see how you're finding it. Essay says, even though he did us dirty, the human in me feels sorry for him. Also in reaction, Priye says, spending the Christmas at Kuje is not even enough compared to the suffering this man brought upon us last year. And more reactions from Lydie will be that let's leave witch hunting. Karma really exists 100%. This man used our eyes to see Shege as a CBN governor. And then for Roman Rankin, he says, I'm not supporting him, but you see that former aviation man where scammers with Ethiopia Airlines, he should also be in jail. But this is Nigeria. Tinubu would dare touch in Northerner. That's referring to Hadi Serika right there about the controversies that surrounded Nigeria Air just before Buhari left office. Now, the Labour Party has called out the Supreme Court for failing to produce the certified true copies of the judgment that was delivered on Peter Obi's appeal against Bola Ahmed Tinubu on October 26. Now, as far as the Labour Party is concerned, not making the CTCs available a month after only means that the Apex Court didn't rule on the petition that was before it, but only recited the decision on the case between APC Tinubu and PDP Atiku. Well, yesterday they shared on X, and that was how Supreme Court started trending. And it says that the Labour Party finds it very embarrassing and depressing that the Supreme Court would, after hearing the appeal by our party, refuse to deliver any judgment and also fail to avail our party of any copy of whatever it considers to be the decision. It continues to say that with every sense of responsibility, the Labour Party believes that the Supreme Court's conduct is regrettable and unprecedented. This constitutes an unmitigated breach of the constitutional right of Labour Party and her candidate to a fair hearing. So this was the Labour Party yesterday. Let's go under the comment section now to bring you in. Abara Moha says at this point in time, the Supreme Court is now casting aspersions on its integrity and character of its judges. For this user, Olade for you, he says the Supreme Court of Nigeria refused to hand over the CTC judgment to Labour Party because they know the evil act they have committed. It's really sad the highest court in the country could stoop so low. Justice Kayode Ariwola's Judge Okoro Iyang committed an irreparable damage to the constitution cause of one man. And then for Aku, it says, so the Supreme Court did not deliver judgment on Peter Obi versus Tinubu's case. Nigerian judiciary remains the biggest threat to our rule of law and democracy. Why has the Apex Court refused to release the document of that judgment to Labour Party and Peter Obi? But then Evergreen thinks that one thing is certain, Labour Party is most unserious party. You guys are discovering this just today, a month after. Maybe they were waiting, but let's see how the Apex Court finds this, whether from today we'll begin to see the CTC certified true copies of the judgment. Now, again, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is seeking approval for external loans of 8.6 billion and another 100 million euros. The request was contained in a letter that was read on the floor of the Senate by the president of the upper lawmaking body, that's Godswill Akpabio. According to Mr. President Tinubu, the borrowings are contained in the 2022 to 2024 external borrowing plans that was approved by the past administration of Muhammadu Buhari at the Federal Executive Council meeting that was held on May 15, 2023. So this is him saying, this is not my plan, this is not my job. I met it, in fact, 2 years ago. That was when it was initiated. Let's listen to the Senate President reading this out to his mates yesterday and then come back for reactions.
The above subjects, and to submit the attached Federal Government 2022 to 2024 External Borrowing Ruling Plan, following the removal of the fuel subsidy and its attendant impact on our economy. African Development Bank, AFDB, and the World Bank Group have indicated interest in assisting the country to mitigate the impact with the sum of United States dollars 1 billion and United States dollars 1.5 billion, respectively. In addition to the Federal Executive Council's approved 2022 to 2024 external abridged.
All right, that was Akpabio yesterday reading the letter from Tinubu. And then for locals, he thinks that sometimes you ask, where are these borrowed monies going to? Are they going into government coffers or disappearing privately into pockets? Because borrowing these monies will have everlasting consequences both for the economy and for the already poverty-ravaged Nigerians. And Just Pedro says, anyone who thinks we can loan our way out of this mess with no proper plans in place is joking. Cut the cost of governance. Our leaders are too dull to earn that much. Ejike Unaji says it is a welcome development as long as it will be channeled to impactful project. Absolutely. I remember that if we had continued listening to that, he said that it's for healthcare, security, and the overall well-being of Nigerians. To our final story. A spokesperson for the Labour Party Presidential Campaign Council in the last election, Kenneth Okonkwo, has claimed that there is no separation of power between the executive and the 10th National Assembly. He was speaking on AIT's current affairs program, Focus Nigeria, where he described the 10th Assembly as the photocopy of the executive, stressing that there was than the 9th Assembly. Now, this clip has gone viral on X, and yes, let's listen to him and have your reactions.
I am of the opinion that the opposition so far has failed and failed woefully in Nigeria. A president in his inaugural speech committed an abuse of power, committed a desecration of rule of law.
What do you mean by that?
Fuel subsidy is gone. There is already a law, PIA, that said subsidy cannot go until the end of June. You cannot even mention it.
No, that thing didn't come up from the opposition. Not as much as...
At all. They were busy struggling for post in the National Assembly. Struggling. And then this same person came out and chose leaders for you. And none of them could scream. Today, the National Assembly is a photocopy of the executive. We used to say that Senator Lawan is a rubber stamp. But now we have a photocopy.
What's the difference between the two?
Rubber stamp is that I can stamp my authority on you. Photocopy is that you are me.
All right, English right there. So let's have some reaction responding to AIT where we tweeted this video. Chama says, photocopy better. Now mannequin we get as Senate President. Okay, Comrade Ilya Oba says, this guy is a comedian. That's responding to Kenneth Okonkwo. For Tunde, he says he expected Akpabio-led National Assembly to be quarreling with Tinubu-led government so that they will see negative things to talk about APC. And also, Shehu Sadiq says, photocopy indeed. They don't even debate anything from executive, but for the 9th Senate, they would debate and nothing again. Oh, well, so that's it on Kakaaki Social this morning. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Continue to send your reactions. You could tag Rena OBO to your posts so we could see them and feature them on the program. I'll see you again tomorrow. Good morning, Unkoli.
Good morning, Rena, and thank you for bringing us up to speed with those developments. Really, I joined those who were sympathizing with Emefiele to